If you're saying trust your story, if you're telling someone, hey, trust your story, that's not really very comforting because how are you supposed to know if your story has what you're looking for in it? Like no one can see the future. Does my story have the same success that I want planned? And then you see someone else achieve that success or get that thing that you're working towards, and you're thinking, okay, well, their story is guaranteed to have it because we can see them having it right now. What about mine? Some people get the thing that you're working for, and some people don't. How do I know that my story is going to have the same success planned? This is something that was really hard for me. I'm willing to bet it's also really, really hard for a lot of people. We hear a lot of people say, trust the process, trust your story, water your own grass, don't try to compare to other people because the grass is always greener. And then also, it's very, very hard to take pride in your story or in yourself before you have something to be proud of. And for everyone who is working towards something or trying to be the best version of themselves, you're always going to start at ground zero where you have nothing, nothing that you're going off of except some blind faith and a plan. So in this video, I'm going to do a deep dive into what it really means to trust your story and how you can finally gain a sense of peace in your process and stop genuinely comparing yourself to others. It will make it very easy for you to clap for other people's wins. And most importantly, you're going to be a lot happier and healthier. In your life, you're going to have defining moments and you're going to have milestones. A lot of people think that these two things are the same thing, and they are not. In fact, they could not be more different. Milestones are passive. They are a celebration of what you've already done and what you've already become, who you've already become. So, for example, if you're getting married, that is a celebration of the love that you've already built. If you're graduating, that is a celebration of all of the knowledge that you've created for yourself. Even your birthday is the year that you have already completed. So I'm 28 years old, but I'm in my 29th year right now. On the other hand, defining moments are active as opposed to passive. These are the moments that truly make your life worth living. They are moments that mark a before and after in you and in your life. So this could be anything from an epiphany that you have, where you put something together and you realize something you didn't realize before about yourself and about the world around you. This could be a person that you meet that marks a clear before and after in your life, where you had no idea you could feel this way about someone, and that just consequently changes the way that you think about relationships in general. It could be an act of courage in the face of fear, specifically doing something that resonates with your core, even though you're not sure how well it's going to go or how well it's going to be received. It could be a decision to book a flight, a decision to go after your dreams, a decision to continue despite the hardships. Any intentional decision that truly resonates with your core. These active, defining moments are what make your life worth living. You're going to look back on your life and remember these specific moments more than you're going to remember the milestones of like your 36th birthday or whatever. When your life is full of defining moments, it is very easy to stay in your lane, clap for others, and not compare yourself, because you know that your life is worth living and it's something that you're personally very proud of, regardless of what it looks like on the outside in terms of milestones. Now, in order to have a defining moment, you need to step out of your comfort zone. There is no defining moment that comes from being stagnant and safe. There are people who live entire lives, milestone to milestone, with no defining moments in between. And what happens then is that milestone all it symbolizes is the passing of time. And that's where you can really get into trouble if you don't have enough defining moments to truly give you personal fulfillment. And a buildup of that is going to cause a lot of resentment towards people who you might be a little bit jealous of. It's going to cause a lot of insecurity, and it's really going to make your life a lot worse than it could be. There are neurological benefits linked to a greater purpose in life that come from doing things that you don't want to do. And I highly recommend using this to your advantage in pursuit of defining moments. I'm going to use running a marathon as an example because I know that's a big craze right now. Getting up early is going to be something you don't want to do in pursuit of learning what it means to run a marathon, what it means for your resilience, for your personal discipline, for the person that you are going to become in that journey to run a marathon. Actually completing the marathon, that's going to be a milestone. But the defining moments are going to happen unexpectedly on this journey as you are learning what it means to run farther than you ever have, as you are learning what it means to never give up, to trust your body, to trust your training. These are things that are going to lead to your defining moments. But you're not going to do any of that and get anywhere with that unless you get up early, which is something that you're probably not going to want to do. So, does that make sense? Another example, personal relationships. Let's say you really want to make more friends. That's not going to happen unless you put yourself out there, unless you get ready and show up to that book club, baby shower, whatever it is that you got invited to. If you don't put yourself out there, which is probably something you don't want to do, it's like, oh, it's such a hassle. I have to get up, I have to go, I have to be social. But if you don't do that, you're never going to get to those defining moments where you meet someone and you truly click and you guys are on the same page and you start to build a lifelong friendship with this person, or even a lifelong romantic relationship. That marriage would be that milestone, but all the defining moments that led up to you building true love with this person happened unceremoniously before that, because you put yourself out of your comfort zone and you did things that you didn't want to do, that were hard, that required courage on your part. This truly is the way to eliminate any and all insecurities that you have. And if you combine this with gratitude, if you combine this with optimism and trying to see the bright side of things, you're going to be pretty much unstoppable. And any goal that you have set for yourself, very quickly, you are going to build the self-confidence and the faith in yourself that you're going to be able to achieve that and truly give yourself the power to make your story everything that you've ever wanted it to be. There is one more thing that you need to be aware of if you're going to try to live this way, and that is acknowledging the truth about yourself and about the situation that you're in. The truth is something that I think a lot of people like to run from. They don't like it, it's uncomfortable, it's ugly most of the time. It makes you look bad, it makes your circumstances look bad. You have to look the truth in the face, and you need to be honest with yourself, because the only way to change the reality of what's going on is to acknowledge what that reality looks like. Otherwise, you're just in Delulu fantasy land and nothing is actually ever going to get better. Once you acknowledge the truth of what's going on, you can start actively working to change it. Because the truth, no matter if it's good or bad, is temporary. And every day we are born again, and you have the option to make your entire world into something different. All of this is, of course, much easier said than done, but with practice, this is going to be just an effortless way that you live, and it's going to make it much easier for you to be happy and healthy and to live a fulfilled life that you are very proud of and that you are very happy living, that you wouldn't trade with anyone else's for the whole world.